So if you like the last scammer story, you'll probably like this one too. And this is how I got scammed by a 19-year-old dance coach. Okay, so this happened the beginning of 2020, right before the world went to crap and shut down, the pandemic, the paranormal, all that good stuff. So I this lady's like a mentor to me. She had posted that her goddaughter had a dance team. She was like 19 at the time. She was starting her own dance company, and so I thought that was so dope because at the time I had just got laid off of work and I had always wanted to open up my own dance center. And then eventually expand it into a performing arts center. So I had posted it because I was just like, wow, she's 19. She knows what she wants to do at life. She's going places. At 19, I knew what I wanted to do in life, but I had started drinking and smoking and just being a teenager. I just started being really reckless. So PSA to any of the young kids, don't do that. Don't drink, don't smoke. It's not good for you. Just make sure you have a head on your shoulders. Okay, so anyway, so I had posted it and then she hit me up on Facebook Messenger. Now I know her because we all went to church together. She's younger than me, obviously, but we used to dance together in church. And I remember her and this other little girl that they were all little. So she hit me up and she was like, she claimed to remember me, and I was like, wow, you really remember me? Because at the time, you and a couple of other girls were like maybe 4 or 5 years old, and then I wound up leaving the church. I didn't start going back to the church until I became like a full grown adult, married with kids. So she was like, yeah, I remember you and whatever, whatever. I got a dance team. You should bring your daughters. So I was like, okay, cool. How much is it? So I had explained to her, I had just got laid off, and I'm not even sure if I was receiving unemployment yet because I had just had Jade, and I couldn't get unemployment because I was pregnant, and they were basically like, you can't look for work if you're pregnant or something like that, where they didn't want to give it to me. So I was just like, I would love to have my daughters participate, but I would only be able to pay. I don't want to put them in because I knew I would not be able to keep up with the payment. So I did not want to do that to her business, and I didn't want to do that to my daughters. Like, I know I can't keep up with the payments, so I'm not gonna act like it. So she was like, oh no, I'll put them on a scholarship. All you gotta do is just participate in the fundraiser. So I was like, okay, that's simple enough because my family is pretty big and my family knows, has a lot of friends and they love my kids. So anything, they'll put their money towards them to back them. Fine, cool. So this I think this happened like around December. They actually started going in January 2020. So they started going to the first practice, and it was cool. I was staying there, and basically I was learning how to, I guess run a dance company like through a school, like 'cause she was in like an after school program or whatever where they had dance going on and you could use the school to have your dance team or whatever the case is. So I was like, well, this is really good for me because I can be hands on and then I can know what to do when it's time for me to start my dance company. Cool, fine, whatever. So the first fundraiser comes up and it's you have to sell raffle tickets to win a TV. So off the back, I come in, we sell a bunch of raffle tickets, and then I was like, I never got like you do raffles and they give you those coupon thingies. You get one side and they get the other side with your name and your phone number or your address or whatever. So I was like, hey, who won or whatever. And she was like, oh, I already picked the winner. And it was for a TV or something. So I was just like, oh, okay, because I never got, the little coupon things. So even then my mom had asked, she was like, hey, who won for the TV? And I was like, yeah, I asked. And she was like, somebody else won. But, there never was really no big announcement. So we didn't think nothing of it. We just let it go. Fine, cool. Time is moving on. We're going to the practices. We have to go to Well, the first red flag was because I would never leave my daughters. I would just stay there for the whole duration. But one time they had a practice on Saturday and I was ridiculously hungry. So I went to go get something to eat. When I came back, my second oldest had a cut on her foot. And I was just like, I just went to go get some food. What happened that you got a cut on your foot? So she was like, oh, I opened the door and my foot got stuck. So I was like, well, where was your coach? Why was she not with y'all? Oh, she sent us in the hallway with some of the big girls. And I'm like, no. I don't like that. Like, that's not their responsibility, you know. It's her responsibility. Like, I left her in your care, like in her care. Like, why is this going on? Why is it older kids watching babies? Nah, we're not doing that. So never left. So it was time to go to Delaware. This was like the first competition all the way in Delaware. Um, we went, and they they pretty much just barely placed. I don't feel that they were ready to be competing like that because, you know, they were just starting out. A lot of these girls had no dance experience. My daughters really didn't have dance experience. They danced in church, but nothing like majorette and ballet and all that good stuff. Um, like they had never been trained, and majorette is a style of dancing. If you're from down south or you watch HBCUs, that is their style of dancing, majorette. um so, you know, they went to their first competition. They did win two trophies, which was cool, but I just still felt that they weren't ready. So then the next fundraiser was popcorn, and my aunt who works in the hospital was like, oh yeah, I could definitely help out with that, because everybody always like snacks at my job. So we my aunt sold about over $700 in popcorn, and I messed up where I gave her cash because I should have probably put it in check or PayPal like I did before. And this is what happened with the first fundraiser. I had the money and she told me to PayPal her. I did. Then she tells me I sent the PayPal to the wrong PayPal or something. Like I was supposed to send it to this name and not this name. And I was like, well, that's not my fault because you told me send it here. So the bank and PayPal wound up giving me the money back. And she was like, you caused my account to go into negative. And I was like, I didn't cause your account to go into negative. You had no money to begin with in that account. The 10 it was 105. The 105 helped your account get into positive. So that should have been a red flag. It should have been like, run to the nearest hills. My husband was already like, I don't know about this. Like, yeah, I'm ready to take these kids out now. I don't like that. So I was like, no, you know, the season is almost over because we came in pretty late. We came in like the second half of the season. I was like, it's just from January to June. We can make it. We can survive, and then we can see if we want to continue with her. Cool. So I was on the phone with the bank and PayPal and all these people, and they were telling me what I was telling her, that, you know, she didn't have any money in the account and the account was already a negative, and that they basically sent me the money back because it wasn't right. So I sent her the money to the right one or whatever, and that was that situation with that. Now with this popcorn situation, so she was like, oh my gosh, like you sold all this popcorn. So I was like, yeah. I believe the deadline for the popcorn was the end of January, and she was like, I'm waiting for everybody to bring in their money for the popcorn. So I was like, okay, cool. So then we have a showcase at the school where they practice at, and so that happened around February 8th. I kind of remember the dates because this was like so much going on. So February 8th, my aunt, my grandma, my god sister, my kid's godmom, my best friend, everybody comes to this showcase. And everybody is like, Clecia, where's the popcorn? Like, we've been waiting for a couple of weeks. And I was like, yo, I just asked her about it, and she was like, she's waiting for everybody to put their orders in. And I'm like, I don't think that's kind of fair, but I get it because, you know, you had a deadline, stick to it. So they was like, okay, cool. So even before the showcase, she was late. She was always late to practices, and the school safety used to be so upset. Like, this girl is always late. I'm so tired. Like, I want to go home. So when the showcase started, I got there early because all the kids had to bring food, and I had two kids, so I was like, I'm gonna bring two dishes because I have two kids participating. So I get there, and the director of the program was like, "Do you know where Amani is now?" She was very hostile, but I get it. So, I just kind of dealt with the attitude because I could understand. She was like, this event is supposed to start now. She's not here. And the kids that were already part of the other parts of the program wanted to come in. And so she was like, "Do you want to be responsible for them?" And I was like, "No, I don't have any type of paperwork on them. They're not my kids. I'm not being responsible." And so the coach was calling me like, "Hey, just tell them you're my assistant. The kids could go in with you." And I was like, "Are you going to make me the assistant? Are you going to put me on the paperwork? If not, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not being held accountable for these kids. They had already broke a sink in the public school. I'm not being accountable." So, the showcase wound up running late. The school safety was cursing her out. They wound up shutting everything down. So the whole showcase didn't even get to finish. So, me being me, I was consoling her, like, "Hey, just apologize to all the other teams and the coaches that came out and let them know what it is, still be professional." Here, me, stupid old me, you know, consoling her, not knowing the history that she does this all the time. She basically does what she wants to do, and she doesn't pay for the consequences. So fine, practices are going on. We're getting ready for another competition, and I'm like, "Where's this popcorn?" Everybody's asking for the popcorn. "Oh, it takes about a month to get to order it or whatever." I put the order in. I'm waiting for them. Cool, fine. Um, we go to this next competition, which I still didn't feel that they were ready for, and it was just a hot mess, y'all. Like, I was still rooting for the team, still wearing my because I had a team hoodie, still wearing it, still rooting for them, even though they looked a hot mess. But I'm a team player, so I was, rooting for them. That's my kids' team, and I'm gonna stick beside them. So anyway, she wound up getting kicked out from that location. We go to another school to go practice, and then we wound up going to another center. So now we're all over New York, Brooklyn, with all these centers, and she's still running late. So I'm still asking her about this popcorn. Now my aunt is on my case. "Where's this popcorn? Where's this popcorn?" Now my grandma's calling me. "Where's this popcorn? You got people looking for your aunt." I'm like, I'm asking the same questions y'all asking. So I had enough of that, and I wound up calling the company because I had my receipt of basically what everybody wanted. So I called the company, and I speak to the company, and the company is like, "Oh, the only thing that we have from her is that she placed an order for forms and brochures. We don't have an order." So the lady is like, "I'm so sorry you're going through this. Let's see if we have the same number. I'm going to call her, and if she has the money, she can put the order right in, because it doesn't take a month. It literally takes 2 weeks." And now this is when COVID is officially, like, everybody's getting scared, and New York didn't shut down yet, but everywhere else was shutting down. So she was like, "We're not shut down because we are considered a food company. We provide food, so we don't shut down." So I'm like, okay. So the lady calls me back. She's like, "I had the right number. I left a message. She did not, reach out to me. So if you have the money, you could just place the order or whatever." And so she was like, "Do you have what everybody wants?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have what everybody wants." So I text them. So I text the coach. I was about to say her name, but I'm not gonna say her name. So I text her, and I'm like, "Yo, you said you put the order in. Why are you lying? I spoke to the lady. She don't have no recollection." "Oh, I put the order in." So I hit up my mentor, and I'm like, "Can I have her mom's number, because I need to talk to her?" So she was like, "Is everything okay?" And I was like, "No, everything is not okay, but I'm not gonna get her involved because my business is not with her. It's with the coach and now the mom, because the mom is considered the assistant manager." So I speak to the mom, and the mom gets crazy, and she's just like, "Are you threatening me? You think I wasn't gonna talk to the daughter?" Mind you, I did not threaten this lady. I just said, she took a huge amount of money. She promised, these people something. They're looking for something, and now I could go to the police, which my mother recommended I do because my mom's a former police officer. She was like, "That's theft because it's over a certain amount, and you can go to the police, and file a report." So I was like, I really don't want to go there because this girl is young. She's trying. I want to give her a chance. So the mom, gets crazy. And then I just stopped talking to the mom. And then the mom is like, "Oh, I'm trying to call my daughter and she's not answering. You was just hooping and hollering about how, um, I'm threatening you. I'm threatening your daughter, and how, black people can never let young people do stuff." And I'm like, "Nah, your daughter is out here thieving. Like, it's not about her, being young and people giving her a chance, because I did give her a chance and she screwed it up." So the coach wound up texting me like, "Please don't interfere, my mom, with my business." So I'm kind of like, but all over Instagram and social media, you got your mom as your assistant manager. She is your business. So my husband was like, "Pipe down, don't do that. Just say okay, find out when you can get the money back." So she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the money back this day." So I'm texting her. I'm in a group chat like, "Yo, where's my money? You owe me money because I need to buy this popcorn." So she's like, "Oh, I told you where the money went. It went to this, it went to that." So I was like, "Well, you had no intentions on paying for the popcorn, because how you spent all the fundraiser money and then didn't get the product for the fundraiser? Like, you're not making no sense." So I wound up calling the lady back from the popcorn. I took money out of my pocket and I bought the popcorn to give to people that ordered. And I was just like, "Yo, all you gotta do is just pay me this amount, and that's it." So she didn't. So I had to take that L. And a few months later, my cousin sends me a screenshot that she scammed other parents. She told them to give her money for gear for their kids for a competition, and then when it was time for them to go to the competition and get the gear, she blocked everybody. Now, just a few days ago, my cousin sent me another screenshot about the same thing. How she charged the parents money for pictures. A photographer came in. He's a newbie, I guess, and he took pictures for free, but she charged the parents pictures. She charged the parents money to take the pictures, and the guy never seen the money. And then she blocked everybody. So she went viral like twice this year on Facebook, but apparently this is nothing new. She goes viral at least 4 times a year. I never knew any of this. And she's been like scamming people since high school. So I'm just like, "Yo, this is crazy." I was like, I'm not gonna be silent about it. I kind of was like, kept it on a hush, took my L in silence, because I'm just like, she's young. I hope she learned from this. I hope, this is not nothing that she be doing constantly, but apparently it is. So yeah, she's a scammer. I'm not gonna put her name out there because I don't want it to seem like I'm bitter, because people are like, "Oh, y'all ganging up on a little kid." She's not little, she's like 22 now, but or turning 22, but she knows what she's doing, and apparently she learns this behavior from her mother. Her mother does the same thing, poses these services and gets people's money, and then never comes through with the service or the product or whatever. So this is learned behavior, which is sad, because you messing with people's hard-earned money, you messing with people's kids, and you can really get hurt. Apparently she did get beat up a few days ago. She's like going state to state now, so I don't wish no bad on her. I just know that she keeps on doing it. It's just not good. It's going to just lead into a tunnel in the world of just badness, because you can't keep being people in their head for money and thinking there's gonna be no consequences. But yeah, when my cousin hit me up, I was just like, "Yo, that's the aspect of my life I try to forget, because I really tried to give this girl a chance. I really thought she was 19 doing something, and that's what people would say at the competitions. "Oh, she's 19 years old, put some respect on her name, because she's really out here doing something with her life, doing something with kids." Like, at 19, I was working at a daycare center. I really wasn't trying to be involved with kids like that, but the fact that she seemed to love what she do, but hey, she out here scamming. So yeah, scammers come in all shapes and sizes. So if you are what I will say is, yo, just do your research when you're trying to put your kids into teams and stuff. I'm not saying don't give anybody that young a chance, because there are 19, 20-year olds who are out here really doing the right thing, going about their business the right way. I don't know if I probably would give a person that young a chance again, because I already been burnt. But yeah, that was a crazy time period. It still makes my blood boil, because she owed me money. Well, she owe a lot of people money. She owe like thousands of dollars. But the fact that, she goes viral and she thinks it's okay, and she basically takes the money, she blocks the parents, and she sets up shop somewhere else, it's just really messed up. So that's how I got scammed by a 19-year-old dance coach. So this is the last video of the new year, of the year, not the new year, of the year, guys. So thank you all for rocking out with me for this whole year. I started YouTube in April, and it's been growing ever since. I can't wait to see what 2022 brings. If you guys have any suggestions, comments, let me know down below. It will be greatly appreciated. How I can make this channel grow more, how I can make it even more interesting. So stay tuned for next year and new things. I hope you guys stay safe, wear your mask, be good to you, be good to others. Have a happy new year, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.